Yes, everybody, and welcome back to another show on the channel. We are back live once again, and I hope everyone is doing well, man. Hope everyone is doing well, chat. Bless up to everybody. Already got a few people in the building. Big up to Lewis already in the chat. Big up to everyone, man. We are back live again, and we've got a lot to talk about because I'll tell you what, the past, I would say, 15 hours, there's been a lot of Liverpool news since we last went live yesterday. I was meant to record a video, but idiot me didn't flipping schedule it up correctly. That's on me. But we are here with a live show, so we're going to go through all the updates. So, bless up to everybody. Make sure you smash the likes, hitting the subscribe. We're on the road to 3,000 subscribers. We're about we're about 230 away. So, big up to everybody. Hope everyone is doing well. And we've got news on Yandy Monday from Fabrizio Romano, Curtis Jones, Mateus Fernandes that Liverpool oil up reacts. Why is everyone putting fucking oil up relax? Flipping, how about oil up yourselves, you brats? Yeah? Get the badge in there, you already know. Come on. So then obviously we've got news on Mateus Fernandes, news on Adam Morton. We're going to be live for the next hour and a half, reading your comments and talking the latest Liverpool news, because I can't lie, it is certainly interesting, isn't it? Regarding Liverpool Football Club. And we're going to start off with Yan Diomande. Fabrizio Romano confirming that it's going to be a very big week for Liverpool. And bless up to Born and Red. Make sure to subscribe to Born and Red TV. They did a show last night with Fabrizio. And I can't lie, there was some really interesting news that Fabrizio Romano confirmed about. I can't remember who it was. I think it might have been Asim or Ben asked, what's the likelihood of a here we go this week? And he said it went from a 6 to an 8. So there is a potential big chance that we see a here we go for Yan Diomande this week. And he also confirmed that Liverpool are going to be putting in a bid for Yan Diomande. And obviously the talk of the town is between 115 million to 120 million euros. And also he also did confirm that Curtis Jones' bid was rejected from Liverpool, £21 million, when Liverpool valued the midfielder at 35 million with a year left on his contract. Now, it's looking like the Diomande situation, there's a lot more clarity that Liverpool are going to, he's still going to go to PSG. Daryl, I think you've never been correct about transfer ever. You're always like very negative when it comes to about Liverpool. You said Isak, Verts, all these players won't become Liverpool players. So yeah, you say you'll go to PSG because the likelihood of that happening, I don't think it happens. However, Liverpool want to get this deal done rapidly because they want to basically put off all interest of Paris Saint-Germain coming in for a bid. Because the longer this goes on, the longer it gives other clubs a potential chance at the deal. It's looking like Yan Diomande potentially does want to leave RB Leipzig. RB Leipzig do want to give him a new contract. But from listening to journalists and stuff, I think the likelihood of him staying at RB Leipzig is very slim, in my opinion. I do think he will be leaving RB Leipzig this summer. And what I do find interesting is that Liverpool they're not afraid to move away. They're not afraid to move away from the deal. They're not afraid to... Basically, if this goes on much longer, they're not afraid to think, you know what? Let's move away. It won't get done. He won't come to Liverpool. What makes you say that? When I'm negative, it comes positive. One reacts, I'm good. Look, Omen. I mean, fair enough. But I do think it is interesting, Jack. It is an interesting one because the names we've also been linked to regarding Yan Diomande, I can't lie, the names are absolutely stinky. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm looking at some of the names that we're being linked with. when it comes to Yan Diomande, and like if we miss out on Yan Diomande, I can't lie, it doesn't give me much hope. Like some of the names, I'm like, yeah, we better be getting this deal somewhat done. Odegaard to leave Arsenal, breaking. Is that just come in? I mean, look, I don't rate Martin Odegaard, to be honest. So yeah, I mean that doesn't really surprise me in the slightest. If we don't get Diomande, this club is dusted as we are signing Minter. Minter is a frightening name, and I'm not mean frightening as it would be frightening for Liverpool. It's an absolute shocking name. You know, the right wing market is very much dead, and I think that's why a lot of people will just take Diomande, because the other names that we're being linked with are just not it. I'm gonna be honest with you. The names that we are being linked with, they're just not it. I'm looking at them and I'm thinking, fuck me, we can do better. We can do fucking better than that. So that's why I personally think we need to be getting our act together regarding Diomande. And I think we will. I think Liverpool will get the deal done this week because, again, the more games he plays at the World Cup, the more maybe the price goes up. Odegaard is allowed to leave, doesn't mean he's leaving. Yeah. Barcola is still not going away, reacts. Listen, there is talk about Bradley Barcola as well now. I do find it interesting. And you know what, chat? Everything I said yesterday, Fabrizio kind of said later on in the day, and I think that's. I'm not trying to say I'm fucking correct, or I definitely know what I'm talking about. Like I said, I'm just some random bloke who just talks about football. But I'm looking at this from a perspective of the Bradley Barcola news is not going away. So Diomande, I think is ultimately going to get done. I think the deal's a lot more advanced. I think the deal's a lot more close than to be expected. We know what Fabrizio is like. He's not a guy to risk his reputation by putting out a tweet saying Diomande to Liverpool, here we go soon, or anything like that. You know, he's not going to put out the here we go or anything like that. Fabrizio mentioned your live Q&A and said it was lit. Fabrizio mentioned your live stream Q&A and said it was lit. I very much doubt Fabrizio Romano was watching my YouTube channel. I will be honest with you. I will be honest. If Fabrizio mentioned my live stream, then fucking wow. But I very much doubt it. Fabrizio Romano for Footy Reacts TV. What a live stream that was yesterday. Do you know what I mean? If he did, I'll actually look it out. I mean, if you're actually saying he did, look, I very much doubt it. Why would Fabrizio Romano just randomly click on some random bloke's live stream and think, you know what, let me give that a watch? It don't particularly make sense. Diomande, Barcola, Diomande, Isaac, Riakatike is frightening. It is. Why? Because it's got pace, it's got dynamism, it's got tempo in it, it's got pressing ability, it's got goals in it. That's just a attack that screams, yeah, like we're gonna fuck you up. Pause. Do you know what I mean? But no, I think Diomande does get done. You know, Fabrizio so basically saying that like he ultimately expects Liverpool. If he had to put a bet on it, he would say Liverpool over PSG. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I see when we are calling away from Wharton. I said that will happen. I said Liverpool will call their interest in Adam Wharton. I wasn't convinced. I think ever since Slot's been sacked, we've not seen the talks. And I think you've just seen the price tag. And I think, you know, one thing that Fabrizio really mentioned yesterday in the live stream with BNR, make sure you subscribe to BNR if you haven't already. In my opinion, the most underrated Liverpool channel. Do you like Diomande in the World Cup? Gotta say, I'm not really impressed. Fabrizio was interested in some girl talk, clicked on Footy React, and said there was juice gossip. Here we go. I doubt if Fabrizio Romano mentioned me on a Q&A live stream and said he was interested in girl talk. Fabrizio Romano is an absolute millionaire. I doubt he needs love advice from me. I'm going to be honest with you. Uh, I'm going to be honest. But Wardy, I think, happens. But Wardy was really interesting that he mentioned him. I think one thing he did mention that was really interesting yesterday, though, chat, was he mentioned about the midfield department. And I think last night was the most interesting Fabrizio I've ever seen and spoke about Liverpool in a recent time. He only mentioned the midfield department. It's looking like the Liverpool have made a few calls regarding the loss of players like Mateus Fernandes. And I don't think we go back to the table with Mateus Fernandes, because if you do the links here, he said that Liverpool made a call about him 2 weeks ago, and ever since then we've heard the price tag of 85 million. We've not heard anything since. And you've seen the same with Adam Morton. So I don't think Liverpool are going to want to be spending a lot of money on a midfielder. And I think that's quite very obvious that Liverpool do not want to be spending a lot of money on a big midfielder. How much did Born Reds pay Romano? I actually watched Asim's live stream this morning. Bless up to Asim. I think Asim actually follows me on Twitter, actually, I believe. Big up to him. In my opinion, they're the most underrated Liverpool content creators. Make sure you follow Asim on Twitter. He gets a lot of stuff right, especially like Liverpool team news and stuff like that. He's like the go-to guy for that sort of stuff. But I watched his live stream. He said, "I don't know, mate. I don't. How do I know how much they paid? I've never spoken to them. I watched their content. Never spoken to the lads. So I couldn't tell you. I don't know. But what was interesting though, again, back on what he said was, listen, chat, if I could get Fabrizio on the channel for 8 minutes, I would. If I knew how much it would cost, I would probably do it. I would happily pay at least 200 quid to get him on the channel for 8 minutes. If Fabrizio Romano said to me, "Yo, React, you pay me 200 quid, you get me on the channel for 8 minutes," I would probably do it for the benefit of the channel. But what was interesting was the midfield department. Like I said, it's looking like Liverpool have made a couple of calls around a couple of players, and I don't think Liverpool want to spend big money. I think Liverpool want to save their money for the attack, because we're going to be spending about 100 million euros plus on Yan Diomande. The Barcola news is not going away, so it's looking like we're still remaining and containing interest in Bradley Barcola. And he mentioned about outgoings, which I thought was really interesting. And now we've seen links between Cody Gakpo leaving the club. So I think Liverpool kind of want to spend their money predominantly on the attack, rather predominantly spending big money on the midfield. And that's why I think he mentioned, don't let the Bawardi news. You can I want to make sure I can kind of get it quick. He said, keep an eye on Bawardi. And I don't think Bawardi's going to cost you 85 million. Bawardi's probably going to cost you, I reckon you get Bawardi out of Lille, 60 million. I think Liverpool would happily spend 60 million on a midfielder. In my opinion, I don't think, because you think about it, Adam Morton, 100 million, that news has kind of gone away. We was heavily linked with him under Arne Slot as a manager. We obviously made some calls to Mateus Fernandes. Those links we haven't seen any of those links really until Fabrizio mentioned it last night. So I don't think Liverpool want to spend big money on a midfield. I think Liverpool want to predominantly save it for the attack, potentially. I don't think we're going to spend big money on a defender. And I think last night's news that Fabrizio broke was really interesting, that because he didn't mention anything. We've not seen anything about a centre-back. Nothing about a centre-back. I genuinely think first game away at Newcastle, our centre-back pairing is going to be Virgil van Dijk and Jamie Jackie. I genuinely really do. I still think Liverpool will spend big money this summer. Like, that doesn't mean Liverpool aren't going to spend big money. I mean, we're going to do over 100 million euros on Yan Diomande, for God's sakes. We've already done 40 million euros on Victor Manons. So that's already going to be like probably, well, if you put it in euros, you're probably talking like 150 in euros right there. I do think we'll probably bring in a midfielder still. I think we ultimately have to. There's no if buts about it. We have to bring in a midfielder, and I think we have to bring in a defender. But I think my expectations now have actually slightly decreased, Because I said going into this transfer window, I wanted a left winger, a right winger, two midfielders, and two defenders. A defender that can play across the back four, and one of them can obviously be a centre back, and then obviously two midfielders and two wide attackers. I think Liverpool get the two wide attackers. Obviously, one of them is Victor Melanda, and obviously the other one's going to be Diomande. I do think we sign another one. I genuinely think we sign Bradley Barcola. I really, really do, because Fabrizio is not the type of guy to link Liverpool with players, right? If he didn't see any sort of possibility, the fact that we're going to probably get Diomande, we've still been linked with Bradley Barcola. Let's not forget, chat. We wanted Bradley Barcola last summer. You know, I think Liverpool would have signed Bradley Barcola if we didn't sign Alexander Isak last summer. And I think it's probably more feasible for us to do a Barcola deal because he's got 2 years left on his contract. I think PSG are more likely to sell him. I think Liverpool PSG are open to selling Bradley Barcola. I really do, because again, there's not a word in the transfer. Having Kavichi Kvaratskhelia, Ousmane Dembele, Jesri Doué, Yan Diomande potentially if they come to the table, and Bradley Barcola, all on the books alongside. I know they're probably going to sell an attacker or two, whether that's Gonçalo Ramos or that Kang Lee lad up front. If we get Diomande, I don't think PSG let Barcola go. I genuinely think we get Bradley Barcola. Do you want to know who I think PSG sign? Genuinely, I wouldn't genuinely rule out Marcus Rashford to Paris Saint-Germain. I've said it for years. Rashford to PSG genuinely stinks of happening. PSG want a wide attacker. I think PSG have had interest in Rafael Leao over the years. You know, I know they've got interest in Michael Elise. That deal's obviously not going to happen. I don't think Elise leaves Bayern this summer. In my opinion, I think Elise's still got 3 years left, so interesting. They are selling Kang In Lee and Ramos, I think. Yeah, Kang In Lee to Atletico Madrid, I have seen links. I've not seen anything about Gonçalo Ramos. I mean, they're both fucking bang average. I mean, Gonçalo Ramos is shite. Yeah. But a big up to everyone in the building, man. We've got over 23 of you in the audience in the building. Appreciate it. And if you are new, make sure you smash up the like and hit the subscribe. Let's see if we can push towards 25 likes if we can. 6 likes away from the like target. So yeah, bless up. Press the like, subscribe to the post notifications. So make sure you don't miss a Liverpool live stream. But is Bawadi good for his domestic club? Are you on about Lille? I've seen bits of him. Everyone's already acting like experts on Bawadi. I mean, I guarantee you, most people don't know the Bawadi until the World Cup. But I've seen a bit of him before. Listen, if Liverpool sign Bawadi, I'll get behind the signing. I won't blame Liverpool if they get, like, I'm not going to complain. Young talent, young, age on his side. He's definitely going to be one of the cheaper midfielders as opposed to Mateus Fernandes and Adam Wharton. But I think Liverpool should be looking at. I genuinely think Liverpool should be looking at inquiring about Tchouaméni. I really do, because I think Real Madrid would be open to selling a midfielder because they want to bring in Enzo Fernandez. We use this every World Cup where a player performs well at the big stage and gets a big move and then flops. That always happens. I don't think Bawadi will flop. I think Bawadi is a talent. If I'm being honest. But no, you always get them players that get a big move. I think the most reasonable one is, remember Amrabat from Morocco, had a fantastic World Cup in 2022. Was linked to Liverpool for a bit, and then I remember he got the move to Manchester United. Yeah, it's just gone downhill. It's like Ugarte as well. He had a fantastic Copa America, went to United, and it was garbage. What's your thoughts on Nusa and Marla? You know about Antonio Nusa, the left winger for Leipzig? You saw the Wharton news. I have seen it. I don't think Liverpool go back in for him. Ben Jacobs put out something really interesting. That Liverpool have not made no contact with him. You know, it's looking like ever since Slot has been sacked, about 3 and a bit weeks ago, we've not seen anything about Adam Wharton. Literally nothing about Adam Wharton at all. I genuinely think if Slot was the manager, we signed Adam Wharton. But now Antonio Areola's here, I think things have changed. And also, I genuinely don't think Liverpool want to spend big on a midfielder. I think Liverpool would be obtainable to maybe bringing in two maybe cheaper alternatives as opposed to bringing in one big midfielder. Because I think we already need to add a midfielder. And I think if you let a Curtis Jones go or somewhere, I think you need to bring in another one. Big up Reaction Chat. Hope everyone is well. Big up to Clive. Yes, Antonio Nusa and Said El Mal. I ain't seen the second name, but I've seen Antonio Nusa. Antonio Nusa is a player I like. Would I take him? I think I would have taken. Again, he's going to cost you loads. Still, like, he's still going to cost you a fair few quid. I still think you're paying 60 million for him. Leipzig are a selling club, chat. Anyone you want to buy from Leipzig, you're paying big dough. Like, you're paying big dough. You know, look at the players. Joskov Gavardio, Canate, Saboslai, Sesko, now Jan Diomande. Leipzig are a selling club. All the Red Bull clubs are selling clubs. They all know how to get a good bargain, a good deal. You know, they all know how to get a good deal, so I wouldn't look at Antonio Nusa. I would have maybe looked at him, depending if his price was cheaper, but I'm not paying 60 million. When I'd rather just go and slap an extra 20 million for Bradley Barcola. And I rate Bradley Barcola more, if I'm honest with you. I do. But no, I do think, again, chat, it is interesting. It is interesting, you know, what's going to happen with Liverpool. And I think Liverpool don't want to get ripped off. You reckon, what's that comment there? You reckon Tonali significantly improves our midfield? Tonali would be a fantastic signing for Liverpool. You know, if you're talking DMs or central defensive midfielders, I think Liverpool should be looking at. Tonali would be my top 3 picks. I think if you're looking at, you know, midfielders that I'd like to bring in, Tonali would be in there, Anderson, Tchouaméni, and I think 2 of them we're definitely not going to get. To be honest, I would hate it if we signed Barcola. Barcola, Darwin Núñez of a winger. I disagree. I think Bradley Barcola is genuinely... He's genuinely Marmite, isn't he? You either rate him or you don't. I'm one of these people where I rate him. I've rated him for years. I think he's a talent. I think he can go left foot, right foot. He's got pace. People forget that Liverpool need pace. We need to be putting fear back into the defenders. You know, you look at the Liverpool attack of old, right? And I'm not trying to compare them to Marley and Salah, but they frighten defenders. And Reax, why do you move like this? What do you mean? You think Tonali and Gakpo will gel well together? Gakpo and Tonali? What do you mean? Did you see the Champions League final? I did. Yes, I did. Like, everyone I'm seeing talk about Bradley Barcola, everyone's just talking about the 2 misses he missed. Like, are we just going to, like forget what Bradley Barcola has done in the PSG shirt? No streams again yesterday. Just call it a day, mate. I will be doing watch-alongs tonight. You always chat full bias towards your team and as if it will work out for you and all the negatives for the ops. Where is the objectively? Well, Wesley, I was giving Arsenal praise the other day. I was speaking about Arsenal for a good 20 minutes yesterday's show. You must have missed it. Liverpool hasn't had good pace since Stevie G and Mo Salah. I mean, look, what Liverpool need is, honestly, man, improve. Don't be like some other lad. We all know and how I think about his team is perfect. I'll be honest, mate, you're going to have to give me a bit of clarity who you're kind of on about there. But no, chat, Liverpool need dynamism in their attack. You know, Liverpool need to be striking fear back in the defenders. I really, really do. Trudon, don't worry, I will be doing that show. Chat, if you want to see some World Cup watch-alongs, smash the likes and hit the subscribe. Does this lad support Man United, Wesley? Oh, I know who you're all on about. Chat, we're not going on about that certain Man United fan. Listen, me and him talking again is very unlikely, and I don't want to talk about it. Look, big ups to him. He's going to do his content. I'm doing my content. I wish him all the best. Simple as that. So I've got nothing. I ain't got a bad word to say about him. Simple as that. I don't want to mention the lad's name, but all I'll say is he has talked very rudely to you when. Listen, that's why he didn't receive it. You know, you want something in life. For starters, yes, you say please. You speak politely. You know, I know most people from London probably don't speak politely. Bless up. You know, there's some decent people from London, but not where he's from. And if you know, you damn right know. Get to know if you don't know. But no, look, I ain't got a bad word to say about him. So look, he's gonna do his thing. That's simple as that. I wish him all the best. We had some nice shows when we did them, and that's it. But no, chap. On the Diomande, for new people that are joining the stream, is yeah, Trudon. The Diomande stuff is looking like it's going to happen this week. It is looking like it's going to happen this week. Hence why you've seen the thumbnail that expect a busy week for Liverpool. Liverpool will make another bid for Diomande again. And obviously the talk of the town is 120 million euros. Now, I said this yesterday. I don't care about the price. I'll be honest with you, because it's not my money. We're not accountants, we're football fans. You know, we're not accountants. And people have forgotten what it's just to be like a football fan. It's like me sat here. If someone says to me, "Yo, Reax, how do you feel about spending that much money on Bradley Barker, sorry, Yan Diomande?" And I'm like, I don't care. Just get me the signing done. It's as simple as that. Like the names that we're also being linked with, I can't lie, are genuinely horrific. You know, Wesley, listen, I'm not here to judge you, so you're not here to judge me. Either show respect in the chat or fucking jog on, bruv. You get me, right? But I've got a question to the Liverpool fans in the chat. Diomande, 120 million, or would you go and sign Minter? Minter's probably going to cost you. Minter's still going to be expensive, by the way. I've seen people saying we should go for Minter. Are people forgetting what type of club Brighton are? Look at Brighton's biggest sales. Look at Brighton and Albion's biggest sales. McAllister Barron, that was a release clause. Caicedo, João Pedro, that centre back that's just gone to Tottenham. So, you know, Brighton know how to get a good bargain. We're acting like Minter's not going to be expensive. You're still going to pay him probably 65 million plus quid for him. I think everyone's a bit confused because it's in euros, which is about 95. I think Liverpool get the here we go for 90 million. I think Diomande here we go will happen at 90 million. Not a fan of either Diomande, 120 million. I'll get Somerville and Bowen. Liverpool wanted Bowen 2 years ago. Sorry, Somerville. I think if Jurgen Klopp was Liverpool manager, I think Bowen would have happened by now. Bowen was such a. I know you are a millionaire, and no, a lad who was on Love Island, but Liverpool spending money has nothing to do with you spending money. What the fuck has this got to do with Yan Diomande transfer? What? What the fuck has that got to do with? Bro, should I show you my fucking? Let me know. I'd rather buy Bowen for the right wing and put Rio on the. I assume right. Buy Barco and Noosa for the left side. I mean, that's still going to be expensive. I don't know if Bowen wants to come up north though. That is LMO, you're a millionaire. I'm not a millionaire, chat. According to Wesley, because I'm on like £2.5 grand, about £2.5 grand a month. Apparently that makes me a millionaire. Apparently so. I mean, someone in the chat I remember said, "You're a millionaire because you go out in the piss a lot and you go on dates. And I'm like, that doesn't make him a fucking millionaire. Reacts, when are we doing watch-alongs? Is he being real? Watch-alongs are happening tonight. Don't worry. Listen, I'll tell you what's scheduled on the channel. Let me tell you what is scheduled coming up. In terms of watch-alongs, we have booked in Norway, Senegal. Tomorrow we're doing Portugal, Uzbekistan, England, Ghana. So we've got 3 watch-alongs already scheduled up. They're going to be up and coming. Millionaire in rupees, maybe. Yeah, exactly. Because Wesley asked me how much I'm on a month. That makes me a millionaire. Listen. And apparently because I know someone from Love Island, or because I know someone that's gone on Love Island, that makes me famous, apparently. Listen, if I wanted to, I could text him right now and get him to shout out the channel. It went, and the person I knew that went on Love Island 4 fucking years ago, all because he was from the same city I was. I knew him before he went on, and that was it. I've seen him since he went on Love Island. I've probably seen him 4 or 5 times in real life. That doesn't make me a fucking famous person. I could text him. He follows me on Instagram, but if I was that, desperate to be famous, I could be like, oh, can you shout my channel out on YouTube, on your Instagram story? And I think he's only got about 80k followers. Like, if he had millions, I'd be like, yo, do you want to shout my channel out? Bless up, you know what I mean? That's cool. Would you collab on a watch along with someone who had the same amount of subscribers as you? I've done watch along collabs. I've done watch alongs with Liam before. He's a Bayern Munich fan. I've done with Zia. I've done them with Michael. Yeah, I've done watch alongs before with other people. He's doubling down on it now. Call him and get him a shout. Call him and get a shout out. So you want me to message him? I don't have his number. He just follows me on Instagram. He just follows me on Instagram. We're not like that. We need the cop live. Cop live? The cop live? What do you mean the cop live? Explain to me what you mean by the cop live. We've got over 30 people in the building, man, on a Monday afternoon. Make sure you're smashing up the like button. We're 3 likes away from 30. We'll see if we can get to 40 likes in today's stream, chat. If you are new, make sure you hit the subscribe button as well. We're less than 300 away. Do a watch along with silent shoots because you're a millionaire. For fuck's sakes. You probably think I'm a millionaire because I'm getting a new studio. Big up Reacts, proper shelves, big up. He means a live from Cop Stand. You want me to go live from the Coppin inside Anfield? What, when there's no games until August? What? What? Reacts can buy Coppish if he wanted. No. For fuck's sakes. Here we go. I know exactly why Wesley thinks I'm a millionaire. And he knows exactly, all because I fucking showed a certain thing on a stream. That was it. I'm not a millionaire. I'm not some fucking rich boy. I work hard for my money. That's as simple as it. I think, where did this millionaire come from? Because someone in the chat, because I accidentally leaked, right, how much I earn a month, right? Wesley now thinks I'm a millionaire because of it. Because I accidentally leaked it. I mean, I didn't say that, did I? It's not the Amazon wardrobe. That's... Chat, this is my this is the fucking... I'm not a millionaire, chat. So, someone in my chat, said, someone else in my chat said, oh, you must be rich because you wear Stone Island a lot on streams. Wow, I wear clothes on stream. Yeah, shock horror, I'm not sat here topless. Fucking hell. What I spend my money on is my money. If I want to go and spend it on maybe more expensive clothing brands, I will. You know, I work for my money, so I'm entitled to spend what I want. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I want to go and spend it on some nice clothes or go out for nice restaurant meals, then I fucking will. Do you know what I mean? Like, fucking hell. And this all came about because I accidentally leaked how much. Do you know what I mean? Because I thought my camera was off when I did it, because I opened my wallet. Rex can buy Diomande, is that rich? Get to the market and get your Stone Island. I get my Stone Island from fucking flannels, thank you very much. Listen, I've got Stone Island. Chat, you want to do... You wait till you see the new studio in fucking 2 weeks. How about that? Yeah? Then you can diss how much money I fucking spend. Because how much money I fucking spent on that new studio. I say new studio, it's a fucking new house. I'm going to be doing a house tour. IRL live streams, chat. You get me? Tell them reacts. I fucking will, you know what I mean? It's okay to... W house, yeah, man. Listen, you know what it is, yeah? A lot of people in my life have always trying to... What's the word? Not belittle my achievements. Yeah, millionaire in Japan, you know what I mean? I'll go and buy all the Pokemons. Yeah, true, no, exactly, bro. Now, you know what it is, yeah? I work hard for my money, yeah? And it's as simple as that. If I want to go on fucking dates, I will. If I want to go and buy nice clothes, nice shoes, you know, get a nice new car, then I fucking will. What is wrong with wanting to do well in life? Do you know what I find? Do you know the people that diss me? It's the people that don't do well. And that's not a dig. It's the people where they wish... Do you know what I mean? Reacts on that gap per wage. Listen, I wish I was on gap per wage. I'm not. But I do want to earn more money. There's nothing wanting to earn more. What's wrong with wanting to earn money? I don't get it. Like, what is wrong with a normal 21-year-old lad that wants to do well in life? There's not many people my age, chat, by the way. Most people in my age would rather just sit on their ass and be some fucking bum than go out and want to go to work and get a good job, education, drive, have a nice house and stuff. Because I want that, people be like, oh, you're in the wrong for that. Save your money, lad. I do. I put money in an ISA each month. I've got money in an ISA for when I'm 25 years old, because I think 25-year-old is a good age to maybe go for something like a mortgage, because by then all my education would have been done. I would have had all my degrees that I want, and master degrees, and then do you earn it all from buff? Hey, listen, no, you won't ever see me making buff boys content. Exactly true, Dom. Most people my age would rather just walk around on the streets, be absolute divs, get locked up and that, than rather wanting to work hard in life. You think about it, chat. I put in the work now, yeah? I still get to go out, enjoy my life, go on holidays and stuff, go to these sick events that I've been going to, yeah? There's nothing wrong in wanting to do that. Do you know what I mean? Listen, you only get one shot in life. I don't want to be that guy at 40 years old, yeah, that sat in his chair and he's thinking, oh, shit, man, I wish I fucking worked hard when I was a kid. Listen, It's like treating a dog. You can't treat an old dog new tricks. When you get old, yeah, you can't go back in time and think, oh shit, you know. Yeah, what's wrong with that? And especially with the way the world's going in, yeah. And fucking hell, every time, yeah. Why is it when I go live we can never just chat football? We always have to chat like either girl talk, fucking serious talk, fucking talk. Do you know what I mean? I might have to start putting timestamps in the stream at this point, you know what I mean? Fucking hell, we can never chat fucking football on this channel. Old man new tricks, man using the 1970s phrases. Listen, when you got a granddad, yeah, that's like old school, you learn a lot from him, do you know what I mean? Especially that's why I love my granddad a lot, because he's probably the reason why I'm like how I am in terms of wanting to do well in life, because he's drilled it into me ever since I'm a young age. And that's why I always say thank you to him. How much did Inter Milan offer for Jones? Well, should we talk about it? It wasn't. We had a bid rejected for 21 million. Liverpool value him at 35 million. But Brizio said he won't be surprised if Liverpool keep Curtis Jones this summer. Big up Grandad and Bispo for mine, yeah, man. God bless all the grandparents, man. Listen. Been footy talk, just chatting is clear, exactly. Listen, this is the thing I love about YouTube, yeah. There's so many content creators, chat, right? Where people will go live and big up. There's a lot of good content creators that will just go live and just chat about the football. They won't actually get to know their chat. Do you know what I mean? Like they won't actually have a relationship with the chat. I'm not talking like that. I'm talking like, building conversations. Chatting about different things. Showing a bit more to your personality. You know what I mean? Big up Copfather in the chat. Don't worry, I was meant to do the live stream with Copfather last night, but obviously I had to take care of family stuff. So yeah, stuff to do with my sister and that. So you need to be headstrong, but stay because of a lot of things and people out there. Look at young people who are focused and want to astonish or dim that spark play to be in it for the long haul. Yeah, exactly. I made Fozzie crush out earlier saying Messi's better than Maradona. Messi is the GOAT, bruv. Listen, we get to watch the GOAT play today. You know what I mean? What time's that game kick off, by the way, chat? I think it kicks off at 6. So if we go, you know what? We'll do a 2-hour live today, so it's perfect timing. Or should we stay live for the Argentina game? Should we stay live for the whole Argentina game? 6 p.m. What time's it now? Because I got the StreamYard on my MacBook on full screen. At the GOAT, I don't see Elise. Listen, you know I rate Michael Elise. Do you know what I mean? Michael Elise is my fucking GOAT. You understand? Elise's winning the Ballon d'Or, man. Nearly 5 sound. You know, we'll watch a bit of the game, chat. We'll watch a bit of the game. Because obviously I will have to go and make food and stuff. And Messi's greater than Maradona because of longevity. Bro, Messi's just the GOAT of football, man. Let's not do this. Listen, however, if my granddad was stood right next to me now, he'd be like, you're chatting fucking wass. What are you on about? Maradona's the GOAT. Listen, do you know Messi, for my granddad, yeah? He's the 3rd best player of all time. So he says Maradona's the GOAT. Because he said in his peak Maradona's the GOAT. And because Zinedine Zidane is his all-time favourite footballer. He puts Zidane 2nd, and he has got Messi 3rd. He said based on talent and longevity, he'll probably say Messi, but he is a bit biased because he does love Zizou. So these old man YouTubers are stuck in the past. Rex, you told us that Elise will leave Bayern for Liverpool because Liverpool is apparently bigger. So were you lying to us? What, for giving an opinion? It's hardly bullshitting, is it? Yeah, Messi's the GOAT GOAT of all years, man. Messi is the greatest footballer of all time, man. Listen, go and watch Rance's Banter's YouTube channel. I think it's on his clips. Bro, one of the most funniest fucking videos he uploaded the other day, yeah? He was cooking the Ronaldo fans. Honestly, I think Ronaldo fans are the most cringiest shit on the internet. Look, big ups to Ronaldo, yeah? GOAT all-time goal scorer, a GOAT, not the GOAT, yeah, of this generation. He's a GOAT of this generation, but he's not the GOAT, yeah? I'm so glad he's going to be retiring soon, because I'm sick of these fucking Ronaldo fanboys. Here we go again. Look, guys, Maradona was the best footballer that has ever graced football pitch, just because we didn't see him with our own eyes. Well, I like to base players off my own eyes, hence why I rate Bradley Barker a lot, because I watch him a lot. Same with Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal is the best footballer in the world right now, alongside Michael Olise. Pele clears Messi. Listen, Messi's going back-to-back World Cups. Do you understand? If you don't know, get to know, because it's going to happen. Listen, Argentina are getting fucking... A lot of people are disrespecting Argentina. Bro, they're the fucking champions. I've always said this. If you win a competition in football, whether it's the fucking Bundesliga, Serie A, Champions League, Premier League, you should always be the favourites for the next competition. So Argentina, in my opinion, should be the favourites. They are the champions. So Arsenal are Premier League champions. They should be the favourites for the Premier League. Bayern won the Bundesliga. They should be the favourites for the Bundesliga. Same with Barcelona Liga. Do you know what I mean? Pele played versus fishmongers and shoot. Oh, fuck's sakes, Trudon, bro. Why are what are we basing this on, Messi over Maradona? I've already said, though, I don't really comment on Maradona because I've seen majority of Messi's career as opposed to Maradona. Like, Maradona retired before I was even thought of. Do you know? Park 50s football was park level. You understand? Big up Godfrey, bro. If you could see what Pele was doing, was creating these most talented players out in world class. Pele not in my top 10. I remember I saw a League Gunner clip saying he didn't have Ronaldo in his top 50. Godfrey, big up. Yeah, man, big up. Big up chat, though. Bless up to everyone in the chat. 50s football was park level. So what was Ian Rush then? What do you mean? How are we comparing Ian Rush to fucking Maradona? My bro answer. Pele played when there was still... Trudon, man, you need to come on a show one time, bro. If I ever do a call-in show, I need Trudon on the fucking show. Like, Trudon, if we ever do a call-in show, I need you to be the co-host. Listen, chat, I might be looking for a co-host, so get your applications in. Get your applications in. React, wait, but by your words, you told us that Arsenal will never win the league or make it to the UCL final because Liverpool have heritage. I actually said Arsenal will get to the final, though. I said from the round of the 16, Arsenal will get to the final. Go and have a look at my channel. I did say Arsenal wouldn't win the league, and I hold my hands up on that. I didn't think you would win the league. But I've always remained and said, if you win a competition, you should be the favourites. So I don't really get what you're on about. Come on, our greatest ever goal scorer in Rush. Yes, I know he's our greatest ever goal scorer, but what? How are you complaining? What do you want? What are we doing here? Do you want me to compare Rush and Maradona as footballers? Because you literally just use Rush and Maradona in the same sentence with no, like, context applies. Football standard was way better than from 50 to 60. You'll never win the Champions League. Gerd Muller clears Rush. Don't lie, you said Arsenal would get eliminated by Barca. Please, dog. Well, for starters, you didn't play Barcelona, so I don't know what. Again, what are we doing here? I'm a bit confused. You're gonna have to elaborate. Do you understand? I don't know what I don't know what you kind of want me to say. Do you know? Iriola versus Slot. Really? Are we gonna do this? Big up the men's. Slot won you a Prem. Listen, I'll forever be grateful to Honor Slot. Honor Slot gave me the best day of my life. I was one of the lucky 61,000 people that was in the stadium from when we won the league against Spurs. I will forever be for fuck's sakes, man. Why can't my chat just be fucking serious? No, obviously I'll forever be grateful for him. He gave me the best day of my life. That weekend, I've told the story again too many times. I'm not gonna do it again, right? But that weekend was so good. That's something I've seen go around on social media. What was that? How you doing, React, bro? I'm doing good, man. Hope you're doing well, my same. Or maybe you have too many empty Dio bottles. What the fuck are we on about here? I don't care if we won a pro and we have high standards. Listen, you may not mean it to you, but for me, that is a day I will never forget. You know, Liverpool waited over 35 fucking years to lift a title inside Anfield. Half of my granddad's lifetime. And to celebrate that with him, that I don't care if people don't like Arne Slot, whether they think he's a shit manager, whether you think he's some sort of fucking bum, whether you think it was Klopp's team. Yeah, I don't care. He won the league that season. I'll never take it away from him. He gave me the best day of my fucking life. And I'll tell you what, that night time as well. Listen, if you know, you know. Listen, that night as well. That night out was. Were you at the parade? I was at the parade. I've been to every single Liverpool parade in my lifetime. I went to 2019, 2022, 2025. Been to all of them. Didn't go to 2005 because I was a month old. My whole life, bro. I'm 37. Why skip chaps? What chaps did I miss? Henry versus Zlatan. Who's better? Henry's a better footballer, but I like Zlatan. I liked his mentality. I think genuinely, Zlatan, one of the best mentalities, mindsets ever. And he's not even. I'm not even talking about his like him as a footballer. I'm talking about him as like mental state. Like watching Zlatan talk, you're fucking listening it. Big up the 80s babies, innit? Listen, I'm an 05 baby, you understand? Paul or Henry. Yeah, I did hear about the trains. Lucky enough, I stayed at my granddad's house, so I didn't have any problems with the trains. But I did see about the trains. The trains that the certain scumbag, that you know, we all know what happened that day, and rightly so locked up. Yeah, lucky enough, I did see a bit of it when I was going by. It was, yeah. So what are we basing the Messi over Maradona arguments on? I don't know. People in the chat started talking about Messi versus Maradona. Listen, big up Deontay in the chat, bro. You're doing well, man. Hey, Deontay, you go sell Morgan Rogers to Arsenal. Hopefully not, man. Don't strengthen Arsenal, my bro. Listen, Wesley better than. Oh my god. Nemens, listen. I watched your fucking live stream the other day. Listen, we're not doing this fucking again. So again, what are we? Oh, I've already read that. Biologic goals, trophies. I don't know what you're on about here. You're asking me Messi over Maradona, but I didn't comment. Don't want him going to Arsenal of all clubs. Keep him then. Offer him a fucking new contract. Listen, you can't be strengthening Arsenal. Actually, to be fair, let him go to Arsenal so we can get my baller Bradley Barcola. However, big up Aston Villa though. Europa League winners and that. Unai Emery, underrated coach, man. 4 Europa Leagues. It was a great stream, reacts. Listen, you and your band, yeah, big up to you in the band, isn't it? You know, Footy Reacts TV could have offered you a better contract deal, you know what I'm saying? But listen, you decided to sign with them lot. That's up to you, my friend. You know, I would have offered you better wages. Barcola versus Nunes. Cop. I'll be honest. If we're talking football from the 80s and the 70s and the 90s, you have far better knowledge than me because you've seen it week in, week out with your own eyes. There's only so much I can go back. I can't watch week in, week out of 90s and 70s and 90s. It's impossible, right? Especially in the moments and stuff. But I will be honest, when it comes to current age of football, I think I genuinely school you. Barcola versus Nunes is not a fucking debate. It's really not. If you watch them both week in, week out, bro's actually changed his fucking profile pic. Fuck's sake. Is that Endo? Yo, bless up Endo. Why have you got Endo as your profile pic, but then you got Nunes in your name? How does that make sense? You will pay more. Listen, Lamens, I would have offered you a better contract, but you decided to go to the fucking Purple and Gang and that. My knowledge and experience goes from 1907 onwards. Listen, back in the day, yeah, you might school me when it comes to knowledge, yeah, but when it comes to the current day, I think I school you, mate. Because the fact that you think Barcola and Nunes is a debate says a lot. They're nothing I fucking like. How can... You pick on... I don't know what the fuck that means. Barcola all day. It was my first picture I saw on my camera roll. Might see if I've got a Nunes one now, dog. Listen, if you've got a Nunes one, man, change your fucking name, man. Bring back Nunes. Again, you, man. Listen, chat. I've tried getting Copfather on in the day, yeah? He's coming on the channel. Don't worry, mate. He's coming over to the Lion's Den. I schooled him, in my opinion. Yeah, I think I won that debate because everyone in the chat, bro's actually put Nunes. You know, fair play. At least he's holding the Premier League trophy. You know what? I'll allow that picture. How, bro? I have seen everyone you have seen, but you have not seen everyone I have seen. No, I disagree. There's footballers I've mentioned to you that you said you've not watched. Have you watched Antonio Nusa? I remember I did a show with you and Uncle months and months ago, and I said Liverpool should be looking at Antonio Nusa, and you and Uncle Rod said, "Who's that?" Sign after the World Cup. What, when the contract was for the World Cup, Nemens? Fuck, no, bro. I swear Nemens is just a bit slow sometimes. Got the Nunes one. Look, at least he's holding the Premier League trophy. You know what? That picture, I will allow it. I will actually allow that picture. If we're talking a regular Nunes picture, then fucking jog on. At least he's holding the Premier League trophy in that pic. Big up though, chat. 4 likes away from 40. Bless up to everyone, man. The support, ridiculous. Ridiculous. We're well on our way to not even just 3K, 5K subscribers, man. Big up. Sign up to the World Cup. No. Men's, you was meant to sign the contract for the fucking World Cup. Not only did I offer you a contract, I offered a certain member on your panel a contract. And a certain member in your fucking little bandy ass fucking WhatsApp chat, yeah, messaged me yesterday saying, "Oh, can you delete the comment?" Nemens, I know you know exactly all about Nunes won a Prem. You should treat him like you treat Lot by your logic. And I've said Nunes when he won me the Premier League, fair play to him. Have I not said that to you? He was a part of a title for that season. Fears. Doesn't still make it a great signing, does it? Fucking hell. He won me a trophy, well done. He didn't win the League Cup because he was injured for the final. Although he was running like he could have fucking played in that final. His celebration, I'm telling you now, that guy was not injured. The way he was running down them steps and jumped over the barriers and then ran on the pitch, I was like, are you sure you did your hamstring? Or was, I don't know, man. Nunes scored the two most important goals of the season against Brentford. They were not the two most important goals, man. The two most important goals. Oh, fucking hell. Chat, this is a fact. Go back in every single game where Nunes scored. If you take away his goals, Liverpool actually still win the league. That is a fact, by the way, because I went and did it. So you should respect him because I have seen many legends come through in 30 years and he won us the Prem. Yeah? What are we getting at? I'm not quite sure what we're getting at. He won you the trophy that you love to celebrate with your granddad. Show him respect. I've showed him respect. Every single player that was a part of that title-winning squad gets my respect. Hence why I gave Arne Slot respect. However, that doesn't still mean it's a great signing. That still doesn't mean it was a good signing, does it? Okay then, so because he won me a Premier League, I'm not allowed to say he was a good. That means I have to say he was a good signing. Fucking hell. We won on a downward spiral. Then Arsenal played later on. He scored them two, which gave us momentum. We had momentum in November. Listen, Liverpool won the league early on in that season. We was 9 points fucking clear in December when Bukayo Saka picked up the injury. So blame Klopp. What's Klopp got to do with us winning the fucking league? I can sign Reacts FC after the World Cup, love. Grow up, mate. Trudon, it's not revision. I actually defend Nunes. The fact that people think Barcola and Nunes is a fucking debate is ridiculous. I genuinely think you can show him respect by saying none of his goals won as the league. Well, no. Listen, he gets respect for being a part of the squad. But people asking me, oh, was Nunes a massive, massive, massive part of winning the league? No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. He wasn't in the top 5 players for that season. He wasn't in the top 6. I would put 3 attackers minimum above Darwin Nunes in the attack alone that season. Klopp signed Nunes over Nkunku, so blame Klopp. I would have taken Nkunku. Nkunku was a baller for Leipzig. Injuries just killed him at Chelsea. He would have been a success at Chelsea if he didn't get injured. He just picked up loads of injuries. Just happens as footballers, doesn't it? So, you know, what can you do? Yeah, it was a massive part. Salah said it himself. Okay. What's your point? Okay, because Mohamed Salah said it, that means it was a massive part. We're not allowed an opinion, chat. Don't forget, this is a football-based only opinion show. I loved Nkunku. You know, Nunes had a massive impact in the dressing room. Well, no, funny enough, I wasn't in the dressing room. I wasn't in the dressing room, so I wouldn't know. So is Salah lying? Well, he's not going to come out and say he was fucking shit, is he? Fucking hell. Come on. Change the topic. Yeah, let's not talk about Darwin Nunes because it's getting boring. We're not going to re-sign him. If you want to re-sign Darwin Nunes, I question your IQ. Respect to anyone, every single person in the chat for being in the chat. Love and respect always. It's only banter, yeah. However, if you want Darwin Nunes back at the club, I do really question a few things. And when I've asked them fucking questions, no one can answer them. Because all I hear is, oh, he'll come in as a third choice. Oh, he'll come in as a free. The wages would be cheap. Oh my god. And people talk about standards. Oh, Darwin Nunes is the standard of striker now, is it? Okay. Okay, chat. Okay. Fucking. Listen, I'll put the link in the fucking chat if anyone wants to debate. You know what? Fuck this. We've got over 20 people in the building, yeah? Let's slap the fucking link in the chat. Anyone wants to come on and have a fucking debate, because you man are fucking giving it the fucking, big and reason, yeah? Click that link. Click that fucking link. Alright? One sec. Click that link. Click that bloody link. If anyone wants to have a fucking debate, we'll happily have a debate about Darwin Nunes. Click the link. Big up everyone. Big up Yellow, bro. Cavastro is the best right winger. I mean, he's not even a right winger, he's a left winger. He came out and said he was his favourite player and defended him on X. What are you on about? I mean, to be fair, he defended Luis Diaz if you're on about that tweet about respect legends and stuff. And that's the type of man. Reacts want smoke. I don't want smoke. I just want someone to actually give me a fucking good debate. I love spending loads of money, but we have a wheel and deal. Do you know what I mean? I dare someone to come on the channel right now and debate me about Darwin Nunes. Click that link, yeah? Because you man in the chat, yeah, were saying, oh, you're being negative. You need to show him respect. Let's have a debate about Darwin Nunes. Because I beat 3 people at once the other day. Because the whole chat agreed. And that wasn't in my community, although there was a few people in there. You know what I mean? Getting there, Cop Father. I'm a bottle job. Is Diomande going to be over the 120 million mark? No, you didn't. I did. I mean, the chat agreed. The chat, literally, I didn't see one person in the chat that said, reacts, I disagree. Genuinely, I didn't. Thank you. Bless up to Andico in the chat. He was a guy that would stick up for me. Listen, Ant knows. Ant knows, isn't it? I'm not backing the Nunes thing. The men's, you may chat shite, but you're not chatting shite there, my friend. Footy's laughable. Ivan Toney's better. Ivan Toney is a far better footballer than Darwin Nunes. He just is. Salah said Nunes is the most underrated player in our squad. Find me the quote of that. I think the deal is 120 million plus add-ons for Diomande. You know it's bad when you got rivals bantering it. That's when you know it's shit. When you got rivals bantering the signing, look, it's not going to happen. Darwin Nunes is not going to come to Liverpool. They were all saying this when he was missing open goals. Facts. Guarantee it. No one was saying, oh, we need to get behind Nunes. The only YouTuber who I've actually seen show proper consistency, and bless up to him, is Enz. Make sure you subscribe to Enzman TV. He's the only YouTuber that I've actually seen keep consistency of 100 when talking about Darwin Nunes. I've never seen him flip-flop. Now, I don't watch his streams week in, week out, right? 'Cause I can't watch every fucking stream. But he's the one person that's kept consistency, and I've spoke about him. I've had him on the channel. We've spoke about Darwin Nunes last summer, and he was like, no, I wouldn't sell him. I didn't want Nunes sold. To be fair, I didn't know. I've known you for a couple of months. I didn't know you last summer, so I don't know. I hate other people bantering about Nunes. The club has stated that the real reason the club got rid of him is because he was shit. Yeah, exactly, bro. You want to take Liam Delap? Absolutely no. Trifty as well. Nunes offered a lot team accepted as far as I try to keep those. Same people who, writing off Isak after one season, defended for 3 years and still do. You know, for the people that me and my dad consistently defended him, however, I said, get rid of him because cost last season he didn't get any chances apart from the Villa one. Liam Delap is another Chelsea reject. Liam Delap until left Ipswich meant Nunes. Liam Delap is bang average. He's crap. He's another dead striker. Take Lafar Leao over Nunes. Why are we comparing players? One's a striker, one's an out-and-out left winger. It's like when people say Barcola or Nunes, I'm like, what? Yeah, because Isak's legs are going to fall under Iriola. Listen, Alexander Isak will be Liverpool's top goal scorer this season. I would have said Ekitike, but what topic would you take Bowen as a rotation player? 100% Mac. I think Jarrod Bowen is getting incredibly disrespected as a squad option. He's not going to cost you fucking 50 million. He's like even West Ham. I've said it. I've seen West Ham journalists quote 20 to 25 million is what they'll take for Jarrod Bowen, but they'll rather let Bowen make a decision. I can hear the reason why we won't sign him because of his girlfriend or whatever. The fact that Ekitike ain't back until Xmas period, I don't think Ekitike will be really back until... I don't think we'll see Ekitike really next season. You guys, listen, yeah? I know people that work in and around the injury department, and I asked them about the Achilles injury, and they said it's the worst injury to get in football. It's worse, than to get than an ACL. Because an ACL, you can recover and stuff. With an Achilles injury, especially to a forward, especially like a forward like a Ekitike who has battering pace, that's something that could be really affected. I give you a bit of time, but not long, bro. Ekitike came back until the men's and need a left wing this season. We do. And that's why I want Bradley Barcola. I want Barcola at the club. We should be bringing in Barcola. Big up to everyone in the building. Ekitike may never be the same game. And that's why we can't rush him back. If Liverpool rush him back, he'll be fucked. Links in the chat. Yeah, the link's in the chat. Just scroll up a bit. I forgot to fucking pin it. I should have pinned it, shouldn't I? Idiot. Yeah, chat. Come on and debate, man. Yeah, if you're new, chat, hit the like and subscribe. We are very much closing to 3,000 subscribers. Do you know what I mean? Radiohead, I'm an deeper thing. I'll be losing you. Interesting. Chat, how are we feeling about selling Curtis Jones? I don't want to talk about that. 21 million euros bid, 21 million pounds rejected. Would they take Mo back? Mo Salah's not coming back to Liverpool, unfortunately. Listen, I defended Mo Salah. When everyone slated me for it, why are you deciding with Mo Salah? Are you player FC? But who was right? Mo Salah all along. Oh, we shouldn't get our club to lay out the dirty laundry. Who gives a fuck? I've never been one of these people that, oh, we don't want a dirty laundry out in public. Fuck me, it's not like you're getting in... Maybe not. No, just ask the question for T3 as well. I would love Mo Salah back at Liverpool, but no. 35 mil for, then yes, if not worth it. What do you mean by that, Clive? I'm in the... And another life I was Listen, I can't sing, can I? Yeah, Jones had plenty of chances. Respect to the lad, but I'll sell him. I like Curtis Jones. I think he's a quality player. I think he brings good squad option. I think he brings something different to the team. He's versatile. He's a scout, so he knows what it means to play for Liverpool. Listen, I think Liverpool could get way more. We have got a guest though, chat. Listen, be nice to him in the chat. He's coming on the channel for however long. Big up to one of my good mates I've known for a long time. We've had some good back and forths. You know, we've had some banter. There's been a few ones where I disagree, but big up to Cut Father, who was also Darwin Núñez FC.
Big up, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro. Can you hear me?
Yeah, man, loud and clear. Like I say, I've not got long because got a 2-year-old who can open doors.
Listen, mate.
That's why I stream. That's why I can only stream at about 9 o'clock. I have to stay off camera because any second now he's going to come strolling in.
Listen, bless up to the little one, bless up to your family, my friend.
Yeah, man. So what's straight away you want to talk about Núñez and Barcola? Didn't we have this conversation the other day on the watch along?
We did have the conversation, but I just don't get why you don't forget Darwin Núñez, right? Just pretend.
All right, let's forget about Núñez for a bit. Okay, chat. Núñez is gone.
Forget about Darwin Núñez. Would you just not take Bradley Barcola as a footballer?
I'll take Bradley Barcola, but I don't want him to be the main guy because I just don't trust his finishing. Just like I don't trust Núñez's finishing, which is why I've said that I've been consistent on this. I do not want Núñez to be my first choice. Because of Núñez coming in now, he's now fourth choice. If anything, it's going to be fourth choice now. Núñez is going to be the one that's taken over him. He's on the bench fourth choice is what I'm seeing because of the Núñez signing. Would you not agree?
What, in terms, are we talking as a striker or in terms of the whole attack?
As the whole attack, I'd say he's fourth choice now because of Núñez. So Ekatike is obviously, when he comes back, he's going to go ahead of him. Isak's ahead of him and Rio's ahead of him. If we keep Chiesa, he's just getting further and further back at this point. You'll barely see the pitch, but I'd rather have Darwin Núñez there as chaos that can come on for 15 minutes than a 90-minute version of Núñez. Because for 90 minutes, he does absolutely F all, and we all know this. I have never once said that he's a great striker. Not once have I said that. I've said he's chaotic, and he's more likely to get a last-minute winner than he is to score in 90 minutes. I've been very consistent on that.
No, you know what? I think, because I think the whole... I'll be honest, I liked what you said there. I thought the other day, it was a bit, emotions involved and stuff. It just came across like, sometimes in the chat when I'm reading the chat, it just came across like you want to like Darwin is like fully back at the club and stuff. Now you said that.
Oh no! I have nightmares about Darwin Núñez. I mean, Jesus Christ, the guy missed from 5 yards. But when it comes to last-minute goals and being chaotic, who's better than Núñez when being that much chaos in the box that's causing goals? He might not score them, but he's creating something, or he's doing last-minute defending at the back as well. It's just a player you can rely on, but not so much for goals, but for chaos. Why would you not want a chaotic player coming on when your opponent's knackered?
I think, look, I've just got bad memory. I just can't get the miss. I've just got like terrible feeling like it would be our luck. Listen, you know what, right? You've seen it, right? There's been times where we get domestic with injuries, right? We know Isak at some point is going to pick up an injury, right? Ekatike is out for however long, and bearing in mind he's got to still recover from the injury.
From Achilles heel.
It's not like, let's say he's back in December, he's going to be like, oh yeah, I'm back, woohoo. Like, you still got to take time to get into the stuff and all that, right?
Yeah.
And why I just can't have it if Darwin Núñez was like, with Isak getting injured, he'll be our first choice. Like, it would just be like, I don't want to be like cringe. It's just like going back to an ex-girlfriend. It's just like
it's a good analogy. That I do like that. It's a good analogy, but it's not the same though, is it? Because Núñez would not be like an ex-girlfriend. It'd be more like a bloody side chick you go back to every now and then.
What, beat and delete?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I can't dismiss that because I've done it before. I mean, I should be saying that. But listen, we've all been there. But you didn't.
Not me, mate. I've had the same woman for 17 years. Don't put me in that category, bud.
Listen, hopefully, inshallah, I get there. I'm 3 years in, so
Hey, I
hopefully,
hope so, mate. You need advice, I'm always around.
yeah,
17
I'm
years.
sure.
I've got to know something after 17 years, mate. Good Lord.
So, who you say you want Barker as your left winger? So, who do you want as your first choice left winger then?
As my first choice left winger, if I'm going to be completely honest with you, I'd prefer it to be Rio and Diomande, and I prefer to have Barcola, Chiesa, and Nunes on my bench because I want to be able to bring firepower off as well
So,
as
who are
someone
you
on the
playing on the
pitch.
right then?
I just told you Diomande.
No, you said Diomande left wing.
I didn't. I said Rio left wing.
Rio left.
Rio
Look,
left wing and
you might
Diomande
think
right.
you're probably going to think I don't rate Rio Gamal. I rate him, right? I've just seen too many times, right, with these young footballers, right, and they just get burnt out. Bukayo Saka, burnt out, heavily relied upon him. Raheem Sterling, burnt out, heavily relied upon him. Phil Foden. We've also seen it with a certain ex-Manchester United player where we put these players on stupidly high pedestals. I just want Rio Gamal to go out on the football pitch, whether it's for 20, 30 minutes, 90 minutes, whatever. Have fun with just no pressure. Naturally, he's going to get pressure, and obviously that's natural with football, with social media and stuff like that. But I just think, in my opinion, let the lad grow because we've not
You
seen
could have
real.
said that about Steven Gerrard. You could have said that about Trent, and you could have said that about Robbie Fowler. All these three players did the same thing, and at academy
I just
ages, it
think
was
I just
projected to the first team.
I just think it'd be a disaster playing him week in week out. We can't expect a 17-year-old lad to be going playing twice a week in week out. Because Liverpool Football Club aren't going to spend 70 million or however much on Bradley Barcola to be second choice.
I hear you, but he currently is second choice at the club he's at. So why would that change just because he's coming to Liverpool?
Look. I think Rian Gamoa has got all the keys in the locker to play for Liverpool. The way he can handles himself, the way he speaks, in interviews. And the England interview was interesting. The way he received that cap or whatever it was from Bellingham. The way he controlled himself in the interview. Like staying well drilled in terms of like, yes, I am away with England. But I'm only here to help the team and stuff. And I like the mentality of the young lad, and he's got a good set on his shoulders, but. I just don't want him playing week in, week out. I actually prefer Rio right now when he's actually coming off the bench. Again, you're
But
using
could
the analogy of Darwin Nunes' tired legs. We've seen Rio and Gamoa come off the bench with 15, 20 minutes to go and set the world alight.
Yeah, I've seen the goal you're talking about, the Newcastle goal, but couldn't you also argue that Yamal could have burnt out? It's not always possible because Yamal's been playing from the age of 16 onwards. What makes you think that Rio can't take on the same amount of pressure that Yamal's doing when it's arguable Yamal's taking on more pressure than Rio?
Look, I just don't think he's
Answer the
ready.
question. Don't
There
dodge
you
it.
go.
Come on, answer the question.
I am. I just don't think Rio and Gamoa is ready to be playing week in, week out and stuff. I
How
just
would we
don't.
know? We've only had a small sample size. He's played a couple of. He's not even played a 90-minute game, I don't think yet. Even in the Carabao Cup or FA Cup, he was substituted.
And
But
you
in
want
that
him to
cameo,
play week in, week out.
yeah, I want him to be playing week in and week out. And if you have to take him off the pitch, you take him off the pitch. Why is it that he's going to be 19 next month, right? 19 years of age. You're telling me a 19-year-old can't last 90 minutes? What are we talking about here? Diamante's doing it. Yamal's doing it. So what are we talking? What are we on about here? It's not like he's 16, is it? He's
No, no,
19 next. He's 19 on the 13th of July. He's 19 then. Rio will be 19 years of age.
yeah, but I just think Rio and Gamoa right now is in a good, comfortable position. He's 17. Like, he's 10 years away. 10 years away from his prime years. Prime wingers, as we've seen with Sadio Mane and Mo Salah, didn't reach their peak prime years until 27, 28. He's 10 years away from his prime. He's got
Right?
10 years to go to his prime.
Would you have
Like,
kept
this,
Yamal? Would you have kept Yamal away from the pitch?
I've already said I think Lamine Yamal, in my opinion, is levels above the rest.
Right, but if by your logic, Yamal would never have tested the pitch because you would have seen he's too young and it's not his time yet. So Yamal, by your own logic, wouldn't be the player he is right now, in your own words, without being tested at the highest level. You don't know how a player is going to perform unless they're tested at the highest level. And Jamal's proven that if you're good enough, you're old enough. Owen proved if you're good enough, you're old enough. Owen went down with injuries. Yeah, I get that. But Jamal might still do that. There's no guarantees that he won't.
No, look, I genuinely think, I genuinely believe, and this is nothing on Rio as a player. This is not his fault. I genuinely think I think one of the big reasons Rio's getting the hype he is now is because Liverpool had a poor season. Now let me explain. Because we had such a very poor season, over 20 losses in all competitions, dreadful in every single thing. You know, it
Hmm.
was awful to watch from start to finish. Even in the first couple of games where we won, it was dreadful football. Right,
Yep.
I genuinely think this fan base was just thinking of any positives, and Ruben Gamal was funny enough the positive, right? I
Hmm.
think if Liverpool had done well last season, let's say we won the league, we did win the Champions League, blah blah blah. I don't think people will be speaking about Ruben Gamal as much as they are now.
I disagree. And the reason why I say I disagree is because when he did come on against Newcastle, he scored the goal. First few touches of the ball, and he scored, didn't he? So Rio right now is 17 years of age, and he's born on the 29th of August, which means he's going to be 18 this year. Owen was 18 when he came through, and then he carried on playing. It's not like it was in Owen's day. We've got sports science now, which prolongs the guy's career. He's going to be 18 this year. He's a man. He's an adult. You know what I mean? When, what age is it that the player should be able to come onto the pitch then if it's not going to be 17?
So wait, what are you asking me? Like, what age would I bring him in week in week out? Is that what you're kind of asking?
Yeah, because on the 29th of August, before the season even begins, the guy is going to be 18 years of age. If you get Diomande, it's 19 on one side and it's bloody 18 on the other.
I just think, in my opinion, it's nothing on him as a player. I know he's going to be a superstar, right?
Hmm.
And I spoke about in pre-season how excited I was for him. Because I don't want it to come across like I think Rio Gamo is overrated. I don't think he is. But I just I just want to there's no rush. We don't need to rush the man. Let him just grow at his own pace.
If
Do
that
you know
was the
what I
case,
mean?
we could have just left him in the academy. The fact that Slot decided to bring him on, it's his fault that we all know about Rio. If Rio's in, can you name a full 11 of the academy players? Because I can't. A full 11 of the academy players because I literally cannot because I don't know who the hell's in our academy. If Rio was still down in our academy, no one would know who he is until he hit the pitch, like with Trent. And like with all our other players that came along, Steven Gerrard, for example, when he came on as a substitute and he played left back. Not many people even knew who he was at that point because no one had seen him. As soon as the player's introduced to us, that's when we know who he is. If you wanted to keep him off the pitch, you should have kept him off the pitch and in the reserves or in the academy. That's where you should have kept him at just 16. But you decided to say, I'm putting a 16-year-old on, giving him all the pressure before he turns 17, and this is the result. We now all know about him and we want him on the pitch because we're like, we've got ourselves a little star here. This guy's going to be good because every single right back he's come up against or left back, he's no right back, he's absolutely rinsed them. Rinsed them. The only reason he's only got 2 goals is because the guy was barely put on the pitch with a clown who didn't even think Chiesa was good enough to play 90 minutes, yet still played in the cup.
Uh,
So I'm not taking any advice from anyone talking about Rio right now when we've not seen the best of him because he's not had the proper opportunity to see the best of him.
I'll be honest with you. Um, when Ringo was signed, I remember everyone. Now, I don't watch other clubs' academies. I know
Hmm.
Manchester City academy is very good because of how much they make through player sales. But I
Okay.
remember when Liverpool signed Ruben Gamoa over 2 years ago, Chelsea Football Club were absolutely raving that Liverpool did a deal with Ruben Gamoa. They couldn't stop the deal.
Right.
Everyone at Chelsea Football Club was furious that Ruben Gamoa left Chelsea to come to Liverpool. And listen to Chelsea fans speak about him that followed the club's academy and stuff. They was all saying he's going to be a superstar. Liverpool fans are going to be excited by him in a couple of years' time. And when we saw, it is natural in pre-season, you're going to see academy lads. You always see new academy lads every single pre-season. There's going to be academy lads that we're going to see in this pre-season due to the World Cup, and obviously a lot of our first team players aren't going to be back until we play those 2 games at Anfield. Hence, when we put those 2 games there, so we're
Yeah.
going to see probably a new academy lad when we fly over to America, and we're all going to be like, oh yeah, I can't lie, he looks a bit techy, he looks a bit nice. Hence why we was all like, When we
But
saw the
not everybody watches pre-season games, though, do they? Not everyone watches the pre-season games. Not everyone in this chat, for example, is watching the pre-season games, are they? Let's be honest. The only time they would have seen Rio is in the Newcastle game when he scored that last-minute goal. Before that, did anyone in the chat know who Rio was before that goal was scored against Newcastle? Let's be honest here, we didn't.
I did.
Everyone in the chat, Fuzzy.
I did many videos on Rio and Gamora in pre-season. I did a video with Jamie and
Again, you've just said it there. Pre-season. I say not everyone in this chat watches pre-season, do they?
but that's not my fault if people in the chat don't watch Liverpool like that.
Again, that's not you. That's not me saying that. No one in the chat watches it. I'm saying not everyone in the chat will be watching
There's a few
pre-season
people putting
games.
yes. There's a few people putting yes.
Yeah, I can see it. I'm a bit behind on the computer I'm looking at. Like, I'm on my phone here.
I will be honest with you, right? I look at other clubs, right, and we've seen it with a player of our own that played for Liverpool over 10 years ago, Raheem Sterling. It is, how many players in recent times, let's just talk about the Premier League alone, right? And I'll come on to your Barcelona point because I know you mentioned Lamine Yamal, and I'll explain that in a minute, right?
All right.
There's so many players that we've seen that get burnt out because of how much football is a lot more intense compared to back in the day, right? And look, you've seen football from the 80s, right? And I think you'd even know that football now is a lot more intense, right?
But we've also got sports science, which kind of balances it out as well.
Yeah, but sports science can only help so much. Like, we're acting like sports science is like some fucking cure for medicine. But
Well, would Abramovich be able to play up until the age of 40 if he was still playing in the 90s? No, he wouldn't. He would have had to retire at 30 odd like they all had to because the exercise and everything else wasn't there.
all right, but I do want to mention that Lamine Yamal point because you asked about why did he out? Barcelona couldn't sign players for years, so they had no
Okay.
choice but to bring in academy players. Liverpool have a choice to bring in Yamal, have a choice to bring in Rio Gamora.
Okay, by that logic then, should we be bringing in Diomande because he's 19?
Well, no, we're buying for the future.
We're not buying him for the future though, are we? We're buying him for now.
Yeah, exactly. But we are buying him for the future because he's a prospect, 19-year-old talent.
Okay, so 19-year-old talent and Rio's going to be 18. So we're going to have a 19-year-old on one side and an 18-year-old on the other. That's two men.
Yeah.
That's my point then, dude. You can't.
I think look, I think Rio Gamora's got a better ceiling than Yan Diomande, but I think also, right, we haven't physically got a right winger, right? If Liverpool was to play Newcastle away tomorrow or tonight, Jeremy Frimpong, as it stands, well, actually no, he's injured, right? As it stands, we'll have no as it stands, would have no right winger, like we actually wouldn't, like we haven't got we haven't got a right winger at the football club, right? So we have no choice for starters to be bringing a right winger. And two,
Is Chiesa still fit?
oh come on, man! Like we both know Chiesa.
I'm gone. Is Chiesa fit? Because if Chiesa's fit, we'd have to play him right wing. Because you just said we got no right wingers, and if I'm not mistaken, wouldn't he be the right winger?
Okay, yeah, but Chiesa's like probably.
All right, so we got Chiesa. Isak's still fit. So we got a Chiesa, we got a striker, and we got a Rio. There we go. We got a front three. It might not be the best front three we can use, but we got one.
Look, X puts in a comment. Yeah, sports science can't do everything about a young man's body development. Sports science says you play them with caution. Exactly. They can't. If Rio Gamoa, sports science can't save Rio Gamoa from pulling hamstrings.
Oh, I know that. You can't stop any player pulling hamstrings. Frimpong pulls hamstrings all the time.
He'll probably be Manon's right wing.
He's injured, isn't he? Isn't Manon's injured?
He was on the bench yesterday for Spain.
Then he's not injured. That's good. Okay, so we can play Mu as right wing and we can play Rio left wing. No problems there, right?
And plus, Cop, we spoke about the other day about we need a squad. We need a squad.
Yes, I know we need a squad. That was the one saying we need a squad. We don't want to be selling players. We want to bring them in.
And to be honest, I look at the list of names that we've been linked to when Ben Jacobs put out the tweet last night of the right wingers, and I will be honest with you, the names look needy. I'm like Minter from Brighton. I'm sorry, he's fucking shite. And Brighton and Albion, I mean, we know how they deal with business. They're like the RB Leipzig of the Bundesliga. They're bringing talents young, sell him for good fees, and then
Yep.
moving on. But no, aspiration of doing well, maybe getting into Europe every now and a couple of seasons. But that's roughly about it. Yeah. So
So if we're buying young players, are we not just buying everyone else's academy then? If we're
well,
buying
no,
young, we're buying young players, that's just like buying everyone else's academy, right?
well, no, not really, because. So you're telling me, would you rather sign a 27-year-old right winger or a 19-year-old right winger that's got massive amounts of potential and that's potentially good enough right now to play for Liverpool Football Club?
I would rather buy the younger one because you can get more out of them.
Exactly. Diomande, right, is
But
one of.
by that logic, you've just destroyed your Nunes argument then. Because you
Well,
want to go and get Bowen, who's 29, and you want to avoid Nunes, who's 26.
no, because the thing is, I'm not looking at. Yeah, but let me.
You put yourself in the grave there, kid.
I haven't, because I know I'm
You've
getting
just
Jab.
destroyed your own argument because
I
you were
haven't.
saying, you
I
just said,
haven't.
would you rather get the 27-year-old right winger or the 19-year-old that's got more potential? Okay, fair enough. But you're talking about Bowen, who's 29, and Nunes, who's 26. Nunes can still do more years than Bowen based off your own logic, correct?
Well, no, because Jab Bowen is a better footballer than Darwin Nunes.
We're not talking about football, we're talking about longevity. Who's got a longer career, Nunes or Bowen?
I would rather have 3 years of Jab Bowen than 5 years of Darwin Nunes.
That's not the question. Who's got a longer career? Nunes at 26 or
Well,
Bowen at 29?
if you're going based off that logic, theoretically Darwin Nunes. However, well, if you don't
And
know
by your
Darwin Nunes.
previous question, you would take Nunes over Bowen because you were just saying that you
Well,
would
no,
take the younger
because
version because he's got more potential.
well,
He's
no, because
26.
well, no,
What's to say
because
he doesn't improve in the next 3 years and start scoring goals? Who says he can't?
oh, but come on, you can't. No, but we both know Darwin Nunes isn't going to improve his finishing ability. Like, for example, there is certain things in football you just can't teach. You can't teach someone to have a good first touch. You've either got a good first touch or you haven't. You know, there's certain stuff you just can't teach in football. Yeah, you can improve in certain attributes, but a first touch, we've never really seen footballers improve their first touches. Hence why Darwin Nunes' first touch has not improved throughout his footballing career, not just even at Liverpool Football Club. And plus, the reason why we should be getting Diomande over the likes of these other bums is because, in my opinion, he's a better footballer. And two things: if it doesn't work out, we move him on. And if it's a successful signing, we probably sell him for maybe 150 million. And if we keep him up with the club for 10 years, you've got yourself a bargain there. 100 million for a player that's 10 years, that's come and won you trophies. And if you sell him in 5 years, he's probably won you trophies and you've made a profit. If not, he flops. Do you know what I mean? The reason Rio hasn't played more minutes is because of sports science. And also, I think Liverpool just want to take their time with him. I think Liverpool Football Club want to take their time. We don't need to rush the lad. I really don't. I would rather have. I think Bradley Barcola would generally light up the Premier League. I really, really do. I think people are hating on him too much. I think people are too busy thinking about that Champions League final, two horrific misses. Which look, there was big misses, right? But I'm not basing a player off two misses because if we do that, then based off that logic, most footballers would get called garbage because come on, now, every footballer has a bad game every now and again. So I think Jeremy Bradley Barker is everything that we need in the left wing: blistering pace, good footballing ability, good eye for a pass, can actually score goals. His numbers aren't as bad as everyone makes out. By your logic, he might burn out before 10 years long. What, Ruben Gamoa? No, I just don't need. We don't need to rush him. He's 17. He's 10 years away from his prime. Like, if this was, it's not even about really his age as much. I just want the lad to have fun. He's playing with a smile on his face. You see it when he's on the football pitch. Everyone's excited by him, and I genuinely think one of the reasons why he's getting the hype he is, and it's not his fault, is because we had a terrible season last season. If Liverpool a football club would have won the league, did well in the Champions League, etc., I genuinely believe. Hold up, chat. I'm in the background, bro. Hold on. Hello, bro.
There. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened there. The phone went off and it just sort of like froze me, so I had to jump out, jump back in.
Yeah, I can hear you now, bro.
Yeah, cool, cool.
Um, so right. Let me get this straight. So,
Yep.
what would be your front three if we was playing Newcastle tomorrow? Let's just pretend we've signed Diomande and the players that we're linked with. Let's just pretend we've got Newcastle tomorrow. What
Okay.
would be your front three?
So we're talking on the basis that we got Diomande, that we've got Barcola as our strike, as our partnership, and Muniz that is fully fit. Are we talking about we've got all three of them?
You know what? Even
Okay.
throw a Katiko in the hat. Would you start? Because I'm intrigued to see if you'd have a Katiko over Isak.
No, I wouldn't be playing Ekatike. He's just come back from Achilles heel. I'm not. I'm not playing Ekatike for a long time. He's barely going to get 10 minutes here and there to keep his fitness up. He's not going to get any
If
time at all.
Katiko was fully fit, would you ever move it, Isak?
Ekatike fully fit.
Yeah.
I'd be putting Ekatike on the left wing, mate. I'd be playing Isak and Ekatike. I wouldn't be playing one or the other. I'd get them both on the pitch. The best
Oh,
chance
so
of
you
scoring is to get
so
them both.
Ringo will be on the bench.
Yeah, if it comes to Ekatike over Rio, I'm putting Ekatike on the left wing. That's nothing against Rio. I just want two goal scorers on the pitch at the same time. Ekatike and Isak could be a good partnership. I don't really care who's on the right wing. If it's Diamande, you can just set up Ekatike and Isak.
I genuinely think we're going to see a lot of 4-4-2 under Iriola.
A lot of what? 4-4-2.
I do.
Oh, I like 4-4-2. It means we can use our midfield at last. You've got Sabozalai, Gravenberch, McAllister, and Verts. Finally, we're going to use all four of them on the pitch at the same time.
Because when I've gone back and watched a bit of Bournemouth stuff under Iriola, and there's a lot
Yeah.
of patterns of play when I see 4-4-2, which, bless up to the Newcastle fans, they thought they was going to play Isak and Ekitike up top. They can hold that, the silly sausages. Yeah. But I genuinely think we're going to see a lot of 4-4-2. I really, really do. I think it's going to be a
Possibly.
mixture. I think it'll be a mixture of 4-2-3-1, corresponding with 4-4-2.
Mm-hmm.
However, look, my personal front three, if everyone's fit, would be Diomande right wing, Alexander Isak up top, and if we signed Barcola, it'd be Barcola. If not,
Why are you playing Barcola on the left wing?
because that's where we're playing him.
He's not a left winger.
Here he is.
Predominantly, I've seen that guy on the right.
No, he plays like he plays. He's an out and out left winger.
Mm. But I've seen him mostly on the right. He scored his goal on the right. For France, did he not score his goal on the right?
Yeah, because he transitions across the front three. That's one of the things I like about him, because the fact that he can play across the front three.
So if each player can play left wing, right wing, and centre forward, does it really matter where they play? Because you could have Yon Diamande starting on left, Barcola
No,
starting on
because I'd
right.
rather
Then you switch.
if they're in their natural positions, I'd rather Barcola on the left and Diomande right.
Okay, but you've just said that they can play on both sides.
If you
So
want to
Yon
hear,
Diamande is a right winger by trade, right? Are you saying that Barcola is a left winger by trade?
yes,
So what's Muniz?
a striker.
Muniz is a striker, even though he plays left wing. What?
He plays striker for Liverpool.
Muniz, not Nunez.
Oh,
Muniz. I
Muniz.
know. I know they sound the same, but they're not.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said Nunez. Munez, he plays left
No,
wing. He's predominantly a left winger.
my God, we're always buying left wingers, but he can also play right, right?
Yeah, you can play right.
Okay. So would you rather have him as the backup to Yon Diamande and have Barcola and Rio on the left as a partnership? Is that what you want? So you got Yon Diamande and then Muniz on the right, and then you've got Rio and Barcola on the left, right? That's
I would look, me personally, the way I see with Victor Manons is I actually think he's gonna be a fan favourite at the club.
I think he's
I
going to go
do.
into the Jota roles himself. I think he's just going to come off the bench and score goals.
I think he's gonna be, because he's still 22, 23.
Mm-hmm.
From what I've seen of him and just going like doing research and stuff, I actually think he's a bit of a talent. He's gonna be a bit of a talent at Liverpool. However, I think The best way to put it with him, I think he's the Chiesa replacement in the sense of because I think Chiesa will be sold because Chiesa can play across the front three. I think he's going to
Yeah.
get far more minutes than Chiesa. They're not an out and out
Ah,
Chiesa replacement, but I think
that's
he's
it.
going to be. I think Isak's the first name on the team sheet in the attack in the striker role. Diomande right. If we sign Barcola, by the way, if we don't sign Barcola, I'm starting Gakpo.
Gakpo, from what I'm hearing, Gakpo doesn't want to be with us anymore and he's putting a transfer request.
Oh, I don't believe that nonsense. I don't.
I don't know. But the fan base did turn on him a bit.
You know what? I actually think not Barcola, Gakpo is not as bad as football as everyone makes out. When Gakpo's actually done really well at Liverpool when he's had competition, and I
Mm-hmm.
think he didn't really feel threatened last season. Barring when Arnold Slot was pressured into playing Ruben Gamel. Because I think Ruben Gamel was only going to play last season. I genuinely think Ruben Gamel was not going to play at all really last season. The only reason he played was because Arnold Slot felt the pressure from the fans. Hence why he saw boos against the Chelsea game and he came off. I think Gakpo is a good footballer when he's got competition.
Mm-hmm.
I think
I
he
think
offers
he's a better football player when he's not playing on the left wing.
I think he offers you something different. He can play across the front three. Yes, can he be very too much predictable? Yes. But Gakpo gets you goals. That's the one thing with Cody Gakpo. He's consistent because he actually gets you goals and assists.
If you're going to look at that, not one of our strikers or anyone else got some goals this season. I think Salah. I think Ekatike got the most. I think he got 11 if I'm not mistaken, somewhere around about that neighbourhood. I
By the
don't know how
way,
many Gakpo got.
Gakpo's the top goal scorer right now at the club.
Is he? Let's have a look how many he scored.
If we're including the players right now at the football club, Gakpo's got the most goals in a
Yeah.
Liverpool shirt. I thought personally it could be someone like a Virgil, but it's actually Gakpo. I think Gakpo's overhated. I really do. Look, he's predicted
Overrated or overhated, did you say?
overhated.
Overhated, I like that.
I like Cody Gakpo. You know what? I'm not saying I've got a soft spot for him, but I feel for him a little bit.
Yeah.
I do. I like. I'm not one of these people where I'm just going to sit and slate the man all the time. Like, yes, very much predictable. Da 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 da. But Gakpo brings me goals. Gakpo brings me consistency at times when he's got competition. And I think if he gets competition, I think he could still be a decent player. You know, the only thing is with him, he shouldn't have been given the crazy wages.
Yeah, that's really messed up our system, hasn't it?
We shouldn't have given him
Okay, so according to Premier League, he got 5 assists and 7 goals.
No, I'm
Considering
talking
he,
about. No, sorry. What I mean is, if you including every single player at the club, like Van Dijk, for example, every single goal he's scored, every
uh-huh.
single player at the club, he's got the most goals for Liverpool in all the
Gak,
seasons.
Gakpo, he's got 32 goals and 16 assists since we signed him.
Which I don't think that's a bad return.
Let's see. 7, 8, 10, 7. He's been quite consistent on scoring hardly any goals. Since we signed him in the 22-23 season,
Can you hear
he's
me,
not.
bro?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. So, according to this, the 22-23 season, which first season he was with. Oh, hello. Looks like it's me, chat. Anyway, as I was saying, so on the 22-23 season, it says that he scored 7 goals and 2 assists. In the 23-24 season, he's also got 8 goals and 5 assists. In the 24-25 season, he got 4 assists and 10 goals. And in the 25-26 season, he got 7 goals with 5 assists. He's been quite consistent of scoring hardly any goals. He's been quite consistent at that, hasn't he? And he
So
played in the 22-23 season 21 games and he scored 7 goals. That's not bad considering 21. The
prior to
season
winning
after,
season,
he had 35 appearances and he scored 8 goals. The season 24-25, he scored 10 goals and he was
is that
playing
in the Premier
35
League?
games. And this season, he scored 7 and he's playing 36. That's not a good return for a winger, is it? That's not a good return for
Is
a
that in the
player if you
Premier
look at
League?
it logically. I can't hear you.
Is that in the Premier League?
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
I can't hear you.
I forgot. What?
I can't hear you. I don't think the chat can either. Can anyone else hear? Can anyone else hear him, or is it just me again?
Can you hear me now, bro? Hello?
What is Gakpo doing now? Well, to be honest with you, Gakpo's doing well for Netherlands, which, to be perfectly honest with you, he always did.
Can you
It's a
hear me
bit
now,
weird
Josh?
that our top goal scorer only has 7 goals, though, isn't it?
Can you hear me now, bro?
And I'm talking about the Premier League here, because you'd be talking about all the goals he scored in all the competitions. We didn't do well in any of them. I'm talking about the Premier League. It's supposed to be our bread and butter. If the guy's only scoring 7 goals, that's not enough for a winger. Considering the winger before him was Diaz, I don't know how many goals Diaz was scoring. Because someone tell me in the chat, because we still can't hear Footy. So I'm gonna have to stay. I'm gonna have to stay and host the show until he gets back.
Wait, can no one hear me?
Yeah, man, that's my point, Cop, for Netherlands. Yeah, that is my point as well, man. It's not the case of hating on Gakpo. It's the case of he always gives the goals to Netherlands, and he barely scores any goals for us, man. That's not good enough for a left winger, is it? You guys talking about Darwin Núñez. How is Gakpo better than Núñez when they scored just about the amount of same goals?
Can you hear me?
It's ridiculous, man.
Cop, can you hear me now?
Just pick a struggle. But you still can't hear you, mate.
The chat said they can hear me.
I can't hear you. I don't know why that is, man. I cannot hear you. What's happened, man? How come I can't hear you? What's gone wrong?
I think you need to restart.
The chat can't hear you either.
I can hear both.
The chat can't hear you either.
Oh, I can hear both.
Right. I can hear you on your laptop screens. You can go with that if you want.
Restart.
The chat can't hear you either.
Oh, I can hear both. Oh my god.
I can hear you on your laptop screens. You can go with that if you want.
Restart.
The chat can't hear you either. I can hear you on your laptop screen.
Wait. Can you hear me now?
I can't hear you on stream yet, but I'll be able to hear you on the screen.
Hold on. Can you hear me now?
I can't hear you on stream yet, but I'll be able to hear you on the screen.
Hold on.
I can't hear you on stream yet, but I'll be able to hear you on the screen. Right, let me jump out then.
Wait, chat, can you hear me?
Right, let me jump out then.
Clive says she can hear me. Wait, chat, can you hear me? This is fucked up. Clive says she can hear me. Right, hold up. Right, hold up. Bear with, chat, bear with. I'm gonna resend the link in the chat. If I know how to fucking do it. Oh god, oh god. Right, let me put the link back in the chat. I can, but you're muffled. No, I'm not, Rav. You always say this every fucking time. Everyone else in the chat can hear me. But I'm sure you just chat shit, Rav. I'm convinced. Can you hear me now, Cop?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Right, we're back. We're
All
back.
right, we're back. We're back.
Fucking
Sorry about the
hell.
technical issues, folks.
God knows. God knows what the fuck happened there.
God
Um,
knows.
God knows. For God's sake, I just forgot where we was. Fucking where we was. I personally think the Chiesa. Actually, I do want to get your opinion on something because I don't know how long you've got. What's
Yeah,
your
go ahead.
opinion on Curtis Jones's bid rejected?
I prefer us to keep Curtis Jones because, again, we need a squad. We can't just be selling players here, there, and everywhere. Considering we just lost, like I said, we've lost altogether now 17 players, and we're only bringing in 10. We've only brought in 10. That the maths don't math, do they? We're losing squad, and we're not replacing them. We don't have much of a squad at the moment, and we need to get some more signings in because you're letting players go for free, and who's coming in to replace them? You're bringing Simicast back as a backup left back to Kirkes. Okay, but who's the backup? Who's the backup right back then? Is it Gomez, Mr. Weetabix likes himself? Bradley's coming back from a dislocated knee. He's not going to be the same player. We need to go and get ourselves another right back, or you project Calvin Ramsey into the right back position, don't you?
Do you know Calvin Ramsey can actually play in midfield?
I wouldn't know, mate. You can't get on the pitch.
I'll be honest. I would give Curtis Jones a new deal.
You want to give Curtis Jones a new deal? What, play him as a right back?
No, I'll play him in mid. No, as a squad option. I think Curtis Jones is an underrated footballer. I really do. I think
I
Curtis
do,
Jones.
I do, but I wish he was. I wish he wouldn't keep hold of the ball so long. That's
Look,
the only thing that lets him down.
look, you're right. You're a Scousey yourself, right? So you'd understand, right? We've not got many people in the squad that
Mm,
actually knows what it truly means to play for Liverpool, right?
that's true.
I personally think Curtis Jones is probably the best player ever since Steven Gerrard actually knows what it truly means to play for Liverpool, and I think he proved that at Goodison Park when he had that fucking bust up with that flipping div.
Was it
You know,
Tarkowski?
not Tarkowski. Oh God, what's his? Um, oh God, I forgot his name now. It'll come to my head. Um, I think we're letting go two of the midfielders, and I was watching. I don't know if you've seen the quotes from Fabrizio last night. He did a stream with BNR, and he spoke about Liverpool with midfielders. And what I
Mm-hmm.
found really interesting, and I spoke about it earlier in the show, that I think Liverpool want to bring in a midfielder. They don't want to spend
Right.
loads on a midfielder because
Oh,
apparently they spoke to and inquired about Mateus Fernandes at West Ham, 85 million. We've not heard anything since. Adam Wharton, ever since Palace quoted 100 million, we've not heard anything since. I think it's
what they're saying now
definitely.
about Adam Wharton, from what I'm understanding today, is that was going to be a slot signing. It's not an Areola signing, and he doesn't want him. That's what they're pushing at the moment. How true that is, I don't know.
Look, I like Adam Wharton a lot. I just think we need to be going for a DM. Honestly, I know we've already been rejected by him once, but I would genuinely try and get someone like an arranged Tchouaméni from Real Madrid. They're potentially looking at selling midfielders because they want to bring in Enzo Fernandez from Chelsea. I just think he would fit the mold for us so perfectly because there's not many DMs out there, like in terms of good DMs that you're going to get. You're not getting any of PSG's midfielders. You're not getting Declan Rice. You're not getting Rodri. I think Tchouaméni is probably the best available midfielder from a DM point of view that I think is obtainable and potentially to get.
Are you not
And
looking in the Premier League itself for the DM?
no, because I think the Premier League DMs are actually bang average, barring Declan Rice and Rodri.
Would you not say Onana?
What from Aston Villa?
Mm. I mean, I
No.
personally, I don't want him because he's a blue shirt reject. But that's neither here nor there. A lot of the current fans don't understand the rivalry between blue shirts and red shirts, especially up here in the northwest. It matters up here, man. It really does. The bins up here, where I live, the bins are normal coloured, like black, blue, and everything else. Whereas in Liverpool itself, the bins are purple because they can't have blue or red.
I
So
can't
that
lie
tells you
though.
everything you need to
If
know.
you if you give me the choice to sign and die from Everton, I would.
I'm not signing a blue shirt reject unless he puts on some red pajamas. and pisses off the entire Everton fan base.
Would you take Branthwaite from Everton?
Will I take who?
Branthwaite.
If he puts on red pajamas and pisses off the fan base, yeah.
No,
You've got to make a You've got to make a sacrifice, just like that player did. You know, the one who had his family in red pajamas. The Everton fan base proper kicked off. If Ant's in the chat, he'll be able to tell you they proper kicked off at him.
I'll be honest. I just don't think Liverpool want to spend big money on a midfielder. I think they're predominantly wanting to spend the majority of their money on the attack, and I think that's
Which is
evidently.
bullshit, isn't it?
Sorry,
But we also know how FSG do things, and they will sell players in order to bring new players in. You've got to be happy with who they're selling. And I've got three names that I think they might try and sell. One is Gakpo, two is Maka, and three is Curtis Jones. And I don't want any of those three going, if I'm going to be completely honest with you, because we need a squad.
Okay, so the best way to answer this, right, is what would be your starting 11 next season based on transfers, potential transfers, and current players at the squad, also including the players that could potentially leave?
Okay, so I'm not going to put Ekatike in there because even if we say it's going to be fully fit, he ain't going to be fully fit. So let's say we get the signings we want. So let's say Yon Diomande, we get him. And what midfielder are we actually linked to? That's going to be. I'm not putting Wharton because Ariol doesn't want him. He's already said.
Messi's just
So what?
missed a penalty. Wow.
Oh, nice. I'm not watching the game. I'm too busy to be honest with you.
Yeah, he's
I'm
just
only.
put it.
I'm on here for not on no camera for the start.
He's
Any
just put
second
it
now, my
wide.
boy's going to come walking through that door.
He's just absolutely fucking blasted it wide. Wow. I'll be honest. I just think our main focus is the attack, and I do think our main focus should be the attack because we obviously need a right winger, and I think with how Irina likes his look, you're a Semenya fan, and I know you and Uncle are Semenya fans, right? So you'll know this that predominantly Irina's system heavily relies on the wingers, right?
Yeah,
So naturally, we need to upgrade the wingers. That's nothing on Cody Gakpo as a footballer, right?
but then based on that, he can't be playing 4-4-2 because we have wingers. He's got to play 4-3-3.
Well, no,
And if
because
he
he
tries
plays.
to play 4-2-3-1, oh my god, not again.
I don't mind 4-2. I think 4-2-3-1 is my favorite formation.
It depends how they're playing it. Slot was playing it as a 4-2-4 attack, leaving our midfield just basically unmarked all the time. You had two players in the midfield going up against 4, 5, and strikers. It was never going to work. That's why we lost so many games. There was nothing in the middle.
Yeah, I think you meant. Look, in my opinion, I have you so right. What I'm trying to get the question out of is what is your concerns then for the bar in the attack? Because I think so. Are you confident that Liverpool are going to rectify the attack?
I'm hoping they rectify the attack and they rectify the centre backs and they get us a right back who can actually stay fit and they bring in a midfielder that's going to be able to actually do better than what we've got right now. Gravenberch shouldn't be playing as a 6, so I don't want him there. I'd rather have Maka as a 6 because under Klopp he had his best games when he played as a 6. No one can deny that. He had his best games in a 4-3-3.
I don't like Maka as a 6. I don't think he's got the
Yes, but he
legs to
did get his
pace
man
it.
of the match performances and his best performances as a 6 under the Klopp
Yeah, but
system.
the Premier League is a lot more advanced in the past 3 years, though. The Premier League is
You
about
don't
pace and
need
power.
pace. You don't need pace if you're going to be a 6. You just need to be able
We
to
do.
be in
We've
the
seen
right
that with
place at the right time.
we do though because we've seen that with Fabinho when he had barely any pace. He had no. His legs were gone. He was dead.
He didn't have legs to begin with. He might as have been a camel.
Oh come on, Fabinho was fairly quick when he first joined
He was
Liverpool.
not fairly quick. He was
No,
always slow. He just had a good IQ.
no, Fabinho was quick for what a DM was.
He was not quick. He's like he's running the Timberland boots through quicksand.
No, that was in his last season before he left.
He was not a quick DM. He was more of a destroyer and just kept people from getting past him.
Yeah, but McAllister hasn't got the physicality to compete with the biggest and best midfielders.
That's true. But I still
McAllister.
play him as a 6 because he has his best performances as a 6 on the clock.
Look, I love Alexis McAllister, right? He's probably my personal fan choice player. Like I've got a couple of McAllister shirts, right?
Yeah.
But I would. I don't want to see him go, but how many? We saw it with Fabinho. We kept Fabinho on a season too late. Lucky enough, we got decent money for him because he went to Saudi. If McAllister does crap again next season, you ain't getting 60 to 70 million.
It depends on his contract.
I don't know. I don't. He's got 2 years left. He'll have
Ah,
1 year left.
we don't want him to get to that. Give him a new contract or ship him.
Listen, and this is what I mean. This is why I said, like, I remember I did shows with you and Uncle, right, around Christmas time when we spoke about the whole Salah incident. And I
Hmm.
remember Fozzie said to me, "Are you not concerned about the way the club's going?" And I said, "I'll be honest, the club on the pitch, I think is fixable, right? It's the off the pitch stuff, the contract situation, that's going to happen again. I guarantee you, if Dominic Szoboszlai does not sign a contract between now and November, you will
Yep.
see links to him in a new club. Think
Oh,
about this,
God,
by the way. Do you know that famous photo that went around where it was Trent, Canate, Szoboszlai, Mo Salah?
yeah.
Funny enough, they've all left on a free, barring Szoboszlai so far. Is that not a
Ah,
coincidence?
I don't like that.
Is that not a coincidence? Trent gone on a free, Canate gone on a free. Salah was a bit different. So obviously he technically has gone on a free. Obviously the contract just got paid up, right?
Hmm.
We need the midfield needs massive work. I don't think we've got the midfield to play the Irreal system, barring Dominic Szoboszlai.
I
We
don't
need
know. I
legs.
mean,
We haven't got legs in the
depends.
midfield.
No, we haven't got legs in the midfield, but Liverpool never did have legs in the midfield. We always did.
Yeah,
We always had workhorses.
yeah, but it's
We had
not about.
Henderson, Milner, and Wijnaldum, and then we had
Yeah,
Henderson,
but this is different.
Fabinho, and Wijnaldum again.
Yeah, but this is different. Yeah, but this was Jurgen Klopp. These are
Go
two.
on.
These are two different coaches.
Yeah, who apparently are similar in the way they do the Gergen press, from what I'm hearing.
I yeah, but I just think that the way the Premier League is going, you need pace and power in the midfield. You look at Declan Rice, you look at Elliot Anderson for Nottingham Forest. The Premier League is going in that territory. Why do you think Arsenal was so good this season?
They
Because
were
they
not
paid.
good this season. That's a
No, no,
myth. They weren't
no.
good.
Arsenal won the Premier League. They was the best team in the league.
They won
He
the
won
Premier
the
League on
league.
set pieces.
Oh, come on, no, give it. Right, who was the best team in the league this season?
It certainly wasn't Arsenal, but they won it anyway.
But they won the title.
That doesn't mean they were the best. That just means they occurred the most points.
Who was the
If
shittest team
City
in the
didn't
league?
draw 3-3 with Everton, would they have won the league? If they didn't
Sorry?
draw 3-3 with Everton and it stopped their momentum, would they have won the league? Yes or no?
No, Man City dropped points on the last day to Villa.
Right. But I'm talking about the actual game against Everton where they drew 3-3. If they won that game 3-2, would have had enough momentum to carry them through the rest of the season, because that's what City always do. I put it down to that game because they scored 3 goals in that game, and Everton managed to score 3 goals in that game as well. If
Okay, then.
Everton hadn't have done that, City would have still had the same momentum that they had winning those 2 trophies, the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup. They had the momentum. It's just that against Everton, that momentum got taken away from them because they scored 3 goals, thinking this is going to be an easy one, and then Everton came back and drew it 3-3. That took the momentum out of City then, because City basically gave up after that because there's no way they can catch up to Arsenal. Now you're telling me if City had have won that game against Everton, that they wouldn't have gone and smashed Bournemouth
Yeah.
and would have took it to the last game of the season, which is where it was heading to, and that meant more pressure on Arsenal on the very last game of the season to win the title. It's more likely City would win by a point, and we know this because they did it to us twice.
Look, I just personally think, look, we need a Declan Rice, a Rodri, and Anderson in the midfield. And we haven't got those qualities.
No, we don't. You're right. We
So
don't
we
have
need
those qualities.
we haven't got a six. Whether
Nope.
McAllister plays six or not, I don't want to see McAllister in the six. He'll get absolutely battered in the six, right? He'll get absolutely whooped, right? I
I didn't
don't
get
think
absolutely whooped under Klopp.
Yeah, but we can't just keep saying he didn't get whooped under fucking Klopp.
We can, because that's the position he was playing in, was a 6. And everyone was saying these are man of the match performances. At one point, people were saying McAllister was the best player in our team at the time when he was playing as the sixth under Klopp. Everyone was saying it back then. I can pull up lots of receipts. Where have you gone now? Hello again, chat. I'm back. Just wait for Footy to sort out his technical issues.
Hello, bro.
And he's back. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? You can't hear me. Hello?
No.
Oh my god.
Oh dear, he's having technical issues. People must be calling him or something because he's just going off all the time.
Hello?
I can hear you now. Do you keep getting called or something? Because you keep going off.
I don't know what keeps it's because I've got my MacBook.
No, you've gone quiet again.
Because I got my MacBook connected to my phone, so phone calls come through.
Or maybe it's just me. I'll jump out and come back in.
Wait, can you hear me? I have no idea what's going on. Hello? In the background.
Hello, can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Hello.
Oh my god, this is fucked.
No, Footy, I can't hear you. I don't know about the rest. Don't know about everyone else.
I don't know what's going on.
Hello.
Can you hear me now?
Hello. I can hear you on the screen, but I can't hear you on the StreamYard. No, Footy, I can't hear you. I don't know about the rest. Don't know about everyone else.
I might have to just wrap it up. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, we're about 2:30 away. I have no idea what's going on, chat.
I've never done anything like this, man. I can hear you on the screen, but I can't hear you on the StreamYard. I've never done anything like this, man. I can hear you on the screen, but I can't hear you on the StreamYard.
I might have to
It's alright, the
just
chat's blaming me anyway, don't worry about it.
I think we might have to reschedule this. Technical difficulties.
It's alright, the chat's blaming me anyway, don't worry about it.
I think we might have to reschedule this. Technical difficulties.
The chat's blaming me anyway, don't worry about it. Yeah, it's just repeating. I'll jump out.
Chad, I apologise, man.
Yeah, it's just repeating. I'll jump out.
Chad, I apologise, man.
It's just repeating.
I don't know what's going on, chat. I think Cop's left. Hold up. Chat, I think what I'm going to have to do is re-thingy this all, man. I don't know. I have no idea why it's doing this. I'll be honest. So, chat, I think I'm just going to have to fucking restart the whole thing. I might try and do a live later. Again, I don't know what's happened. I think because my MacBook's connected to my phone, and I had a phone call come through, and I think it's just fucked the whole thing up. On my MacBook, so yeah, God knows. But chat, I'm gonna have to wrap it up. We got a comment. Good connection, bro. Yeah, our good conversation. Yeah, man. We'll definitely reschedule. We was actually having a good conversation there. We'll have to try and get something sort of with Fozzie and Uncle as well. So, chat, smash up the likes, hit the subscribe. I appreciate every single one of you for jumping in. There will be a watch along tonight. I will be going live for that game. I'm going to watch the rest of this Argentina game. Messi missing a penalty, you know. Good, nearly 2.5 hour live, by the way. Really enjoyed it. Spoke about Diomande, good conversation. 42 likes. Bless up to the community. And if you are new, make sure you're hitting the subscribe button. Content coming up on the channel. We're doing Norway, Senegal. We'll be back live tomorrow again. We've got some watch-alongs coming up as well. So I appreciate every single one of you for jumping in. And yeah, we will be back very, very soon once again. Apologies about that. Technical difficulties always happens on it. So what can you do? But chat, I will be back live very, very soon on the channel. Take care. Stay God bless as always. Diomande to Liverpool. I'm expecting it to be a done deal in a couple of days. Take care. God bless.